right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for Demon Slayer, Season 1, Episode 2. All right.
First episode was a doozy.
First episode had a lot of crazy visuals.
Yeah.
And set up our classic protagonist and his sister.
Who is now a demon.
Yeah.
This series is called Demon Slayer.
Yeah.
That is interesting.
I like how much wholesome, warm energy actually is in this show, despite it having such an edgy name.
Yes.
So, in some ways, I am all about the potential kind of connection with Tanjiro and Nezuko.
Yes.
And figuring out, like, how they're going to survive in this world. What is going to be the way that they'll end up protecting each other. What are going to be the challenges that they will have to surpass.
Right.
And then also, given that the OP teases a lot of characters, who are going to be the people that will help them in some of the ways like Gyu Tomioka did.
And that's very important because who can they trust? Right? Because, I mean...
Well, Demon Slayers.
Well, yes.
For the most part.
But also.
Yeah. Not really as much because of the fact that, she's a demon. So
right.
We put the blah in her mouth, so it should be good on that account.
Give her a chew toy and...
Until she has to eat.
Yep.
So, y'all, episode 2, without further ado, let's get into it. All right, everyone, now be sure to go check out the reaction portion of the video in the description below, and then come back here for the discussion. Okay.
All right. That was great fun.
That was a good time. It was a surprisingly wholesome little start to a kind of a one-off demon encounter. And that led to kind of some understanding about the way the dynamic will work between Nezuko and Tanjiro. And then he's going to start training. Okay, sweet.
I love it.
Yeah.
I am very surprised by how well they handle doing the edgy, grim, lots of blood, people dying by demons, and it's brutal, with at the same time the wholesome, lighthearted stuff. Because I feel like, I mean, and I guess... Anime is all about those being able to do those hard transitions from one to the other, right?
Without getting whiplash or whatever.
Exactly. That's one of the advantages of the medium. We're expecting that whiplash so that it's not even a whiplash anymore.
Right.
But here it almost feels like they really are doing the two. Well, no, not at the same time. But it's just blended so well.
Right. So there's moments in the beginning of the episode where he's like, I would like to know if I can take this straw basket. It's got some holes in it and stuff, and a couple of these other items here. And they're like, absolutely, you can totally get them. He's like, okay, I'm going to pay you. He's like, no, you can absolutely have them for free. Just go get them. Like, no, I'm going to pay you. And he's like, you did not hear me. I said, you're going to take them, and you're not going to pay me anything. I demand that you let me pay something. And he's like, ow! That kind of stuff. It's like, okay, that's cool. It's cute. It's silly. It tells us a little bit about Tanjiro's character.
Yep, exactly. And it's also a setup for the joke later in a very serious moment where he's needing to fight this demon. He headbutts him. At first, I thought it was something where he was saying, ow, the demon's head is hard as a rock.
Right.
The demon said his head is hard as a rock, which is fantastic. Of course, right?
He's so stubborn. He just keeps bludgeoning his way.
It's a solid inch of just straight skull. There's nothing.
I mean, if your protagonist and your shonen isn't a little thick-headed, what's the point? What's the point?
Yeah.
But he is also a wholesome boy who cares so much for his younger sister. He does everything to protect her. He also is very good with his hands, very good with crafting things, very preparing this basket that is double weaved, extra stuff in there to make sure that there's no light that's going to get through. And then we had this adorable little moment where she had carved out a little hole in the ground. She's like, and since she can't speak because she's got the thing in her mouth, which is hilarious, it's kind of like what are those things you put in babies' mouths where they just kind of suck along? Pacifier. It's a pacifier for her.
Straight up.
And and then they had the moment where they're like, oh, yeah, you got big when you went into that kind of adult kind of form or what have you. But could you do that a little bit when you're smaller or what have you? And then she goes in like a cat and then falls on it and then pops up. And she did look a little smaller.
Yeah, quite a bit smaller. Yeah.
And she even did the little where she kind of pushes her head into it and then it kind of slides and the legs are splayed out. I don't know if you knew this, but cats do that exact same thing sometimes. There are videos of cats where they just see the box and they just jump into it and they kind of poof, and their legs just kind of splay out the back.
Yep.
It's just adorably cute.
Yeah. So you know how to get Caleb emotionally invested. Make some allusion to cats, right?
Yes, it's true.
One of the things that I really love about this though is so him being handy and just generally capable, right? It's on the one hand, it's awesome because it's like, hey, he's a protagonist. He should be able to, like, seeing that he is capable and not just a kid, even though he has the adorable, like, much smaller, like, anime character design, right? Seeing him able to do these things in a way that is not something that is specifically necessary for fighting, I feel like is really important.
I agree.
Because it's highlighting the fact that he did not choose, or, well, he's choosing this now, but he did not want to choose this. No one would want to choose this, right? Yeah. Which fits in tone with the darker themes of it and the more wholesome themes at the same time. Yeah. It's fantastic. Yeah. And he really does have a lot of things where it's not just that he's going to protect his sister. He's going to make sure that she's properly taken care of. He's going to make sure that the basket's all reinforced, the holes are patched up, and it's going to be able to support her and all that stuff. And he doesn't just drape the cloth over. He like ties it down underneath, which, air problems aside, it's that way absolutely no light will get in. She won't have to worry about that, which, given what light can do to demons, kind of important.
Yeah. I love also that since this is the beginning of the story, our protagonist shouldn't be good at fighting. Right. In fact, all he should have is basically his thick-headed kind of stubbornness to go through and I will do the thing and protect you, sister. But the fact that she jumped in and had that eye narrow slit like thing the minute she heard Tanjiro being in a little bit of pain, and she just kicks the thing's head off. Yes. Yeah. Brilliant. Because it's actually a way of showcasing a power ceiling for a slight little bit. Right. Even though Gyu was shown and he's the true power ceiling so far. Yeah. This is something where it's like, no, these are what demons are capable of. Yep. And there are stronger demons than others too.
Indeed.
The idea that, like, she is, by her nature and what we saw here, a stronger demon than the one that we encountered here.
Although it was still able to send her crazy flying. And things like, but because one of the things that, so, sorry if you like Claymore. Oh. Claymore was something that I watched, and I was told that it would have a lot of the similar feelings to, like, Attack on Titan or Berserk, things like that, right? Because monsters, right? And you fight the monsters. But the problem is that in that, the monsters never actually felt dangerous. They were just like, oh, here's a monstrous-looking thing that gets that just goes, and then gets obliterated in a bloody mess by our protagonists, right? Right. But here, by doing things like this, where, oh yeah, she wants to kill this thing because, she wants to protect her brother, so she just, boom, poof, kicks it, head, gone. Like, and it's comical. It's comical how absolute it is, right? Right. With that comedy, at the very same time,
comes a little bit of terror.
Oh shit. This is what you have to do as a demon slayer. Yeah. Those are the kinds of things that can happen to you.
Yes.
Okay. Right.
Which means that if Nezuko was ever in some kind of a blood rage, hunger, fury of some kind, Tanjiro wouldn't be able to stop her.
No. And the thing is,
the fact that she somehow retains her, protection, love for her brother or what have you, is the only thing of the reason why Tanjiro is alive right now.
Yes. And the thing is that while we can be pretty sure that she will never truly go after her brother, right? Maybe something will happen that will change that.
That's true.
Unless something crazy like that happens, and it'd have to be pretty crazy, we know he's pretty much safe.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
But what about other people?
Yeah.
What about other people? Because we saw her just looking at those dead bodies, and she was salivating something fierce, right? So what happens, because Tanjiro, one, is not worried about his safety, and he kind of doesn't, well, he does need to be, but not really, right? But since he's worried about his sister, it's also something where, and he'd be worried about the other people because he wouldn't want his sister to eat other people, right? But that's where things can get real bad. Because, and the thing is, she doesn't have to actually kill anybody. Because no one's going to want to wait to see if she actually kills someone. Right. If they see that she's considering it, if she's struggling over it,
it's fighting time then.
It's fighting time. Because as we've seen, they obliterate people. You cannot let them strike first.
Yep. So Tanjiro is going to get stronger.
Yep.
He's going to get his resolve figured out. I like that his current weakness right now is his inability to dedicate himself to a decision.
Yeah.
Because let's think about this real quick here, structurally. What has he done other really than react to the situations that were placed in front of him? He hasn't proactively solved anything other than getting here and then doing the training bit.
Yeah.
But actually the training was something that he was just given to do.
Yeah. He hasn't had to adapt and change and go into complicated circumstances because
he needs to learn how to apply critical thinking and decide between a best, sort of best, and maybe a moderate decision, kind of where it's not clear what the best decision is.
Exactly. One of the things that I love that they're going into here is the idea that he's really stubborn and yet he's having trouble making decisions. On a surface level, those wouldn't seem to be things that would go hand in hand, right? You're stubborn, so you always make the decision, except when you can't.
Yep, which means that until he's made a decision, he's actually pretty useless. Yep. Because his stubbornness won't even come into play there.
Exactly.
And if anything, his stubbornness will be a negative because it will hold him back from making a decision.
Yes, exactly. Because if it's something where the decision is something that he's already decided on, it's simple, it's whatever, right? Like paying for the broken basket in the bamboo, right? Then he just sticks with it. It's fine. But what happens when he has a Kobayashi Maru? What happens when he has an impossible situation or something where he has no grid for this and he has no grid for any of the stuff that's been happening?
That's going to happen.
Right. It's going to happen. It's been happening. It's going to get even worse. How is he going to handle that?
Yep.
Because
I like that in this show so far, we have had the decision, the thing that helps him made for him, except for the one part he came in clutch where he just decided to headbutt the thing repeatedly until it gave in over him.
Right.
It felt very much like Gon from Hunter x Hunter.
Oh, yeah.
Where he's just like, I'm going to use my big, thick skull and just bludgeon you until you give in. And then he kind of got lucky. So that's good. That's good. He made a decision that wasn't necessarily the best decision, but it worked out because he made the decision.
Yes.
When it came down to whether or not he would kill the demon, what I liked about this was that what they ended up showcasing in the midst of his inability to make a decision was that he has a lot of empathy for the demon.
Sure.
Now, what's a good thing about a protagonist is that, they shouldn't be, I would say, quick to make a decision regarding just killing something or someone. That's, I'd say, rather a good thing.
Let us see that conflict.
Yeah, let us see that inner conflict. But this is called Demon Slayer. This is not called Demon Savior.
Right.
This is not called Demon Consoler, Demon Counselor. So,
even though that might be what some of the demons need.
Even though that might be actually what is, needed. What I like about this is that there's going to be moments where I think there's going to be other characters that will have already figured that out. They're like, oh yeah, demon, head, lopped off, done. And Tanjiro will be like, oh my god. Because he's in his mind going like, wow, that person is really capable. But immediately after that, that could have been Nezuko.
Yeah, Nezuko, you keep that pacifier on. What? No, it's normal. Everyone does that. And live, don't you?
I can already see him in like stealth mode in a area full of demon slayers. He's like, yes, normal sister, very normal. Yes. Yep.
She talks a lot.
She talks plenty, and we're just
I need some peace and quiet.
She's doing a meditative form of exercise. Clearly, yes. You can't come in here and say how to have my sister live her life. This is her decision, and she's a powerful woman, and don't you dare try to take that away from her.
There's actually a little opening on that, and there's basically like some candy in there, or whatever. So that's kind of how I keep her fed without but she has her hands free. It's a lot simpler that way.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I see the OP and the ED, and I see these kind of goober boy kind of side characters or what have you. The one in yellow, and then the one with like a boar's head or something like that. I love it. I love it. There was a couple other characters like a boy and girl, like sister, like brother combo or what have you characters, and then there was like another girl and like a more kind of like they were trying to make her like extra cute or what have you. I want like that kind of a squad dynamic to happen because if Tanjiro is the kind of the main protagonist here with kind of the duo protagonist with his sister being kind of like a kind of like an Edward Alphonse kind of combination where Edward's clearly the main character, but
Right.
Nezuko is kind of like a second main character, if you will.
The side main character that has the more prominent problem.
Like the MacGuffin plot issue, what have you.
The magical girl and the escort,
Yes, absolutely. I would like to see then how other people grow attached to Nezuko.
Yeah.
Because in the ED, it very much seemed like once she woke up, the two other boys, specifically the yellow one, was just like, oh my god, like little hearts bubbling up, and I'm just like, oh yes, this is going to be the squad that comes around Nezuko and is just like, but what if Demon Slayer as a name is actually very apropos because that's the world that they're entering into, but as protagonists and as they move to being proactive protagonists, specifically Tanjiro in this regard, they end up kind of providing an alternate view into things that's not specifically just about slaying demons, but it's about, hey, like let's understand, what separates the two here. And I want to go out on a limb here really quick, given that what was Gyu and Sakonji Urokodaki have this kind of back and forth thing going on. I get the vibe, given that there's that, and they had this kind of thing of they're different or what have you.
Yeah.
And it was primarily because I would say that Nezuko and Tanjiro were like both looking out for each other. That it was like this, they kind of showcased a picture of something different. And
sure. Well, okay, so I
just want to go on the whole. It always ends up going that way eventually in these types of stories, where
power of friendship,
sure, but also I would say the bringing the best of both worlds together.
Oh, sure, yeah.
The villains will do that.
Right, that's the whole point of the coming of age story. Right, it's the hero's journey. Yeah, going out into chaos and bringing something back.
Sure.
One of the things that I'm really excited to see is Nezuko bonding with a bunch of other characters.
Yeah.
Specifically when they don't know she's a demon.
Ooh.
Because.
Okay.
They can get to know her, know that she's not a demon. Or, well, not know she's a demon. And then when they find out, what do they do? That's a whole other set of conflict that I'm so stoked for them to go into, if they ever do. It might not necessarily be with these characters we've seen in the ED and stuff, because if they're training together, maybe that's just something where it's like, yeah, this is the situation, don't freak out, right?
Right. Yeah.
But if there's ever a situation where it's not quite that clear cut, they're not going to be spending a ton of time with these people anyway, so they just don't tell them, right?
Yeah.
I'm really excited to see if that goes anywhere and where it goes and all that stuff. Random theory. Random theory.
Random.
Yeah. Sakonji is a demon.
I noticed that wholesome movement as well. The cloth over it, the mask.
He's got the mask, right? Which is a demon mask, but okay, yeah, whatever.
Well, goblin mask.
Or okay, with a very strange nose. But the thing is, the very fact that he's being understanding in this situation. Now, granted, it's with a recommendation from Gyu.
Yeah.
Right? But we know that Gyu had experience with something like this and it didn't end well. So that means that this is not some unprecedented occasion. How it ends up could be unprecedented, right?
Right.
But given that, there is, in my opinion, a fairly high potential likelihood. Now, because Gyu said that it ended badly, maybe it wouldn't be him, because then otherwise he would be like, oh yeah, there is a way this can work.
I got the vibe from Gyu is that he walks kind of the lonely road now.
Definitely.
He's the one that basically like had the problem, and lost people he cared about, like ended up where it was a similar situation, but things didn't go well, and maybe he had to kill someone. And also the fact that he said, you better kill her and then slit your own belly. Now, that might be something where that's what Gyu did, because that's what Gyu had to do, maybe. But that also could be something where he's talking from personal experience. Sure.
And the mask would also cover any teeth that he has. I'm just saying.
Yeah, also, were there any moments where he was actually exposed to sunlight? Because he disappeared once the sun came up as well. So at night at Night Here and all that, they're... Well, not Night Here.
His hands are uncovered. So
his hands are uncovered? Are you sure?
I believe so.
Let me go and find that here. So let's see. Once he sees him again...
Yeah.
Yes, his hands are uncovered. No, he is not a demon.
Okay.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, and in the daylight. Yep. Okay.
But yeah, in the day specifically, he is not. Okay, no, it's yeah. He might as well be showing and stuff there. It's probably more of a practice thing specifically for.
Right, because that's what it means to hunt demons,
for his tradition or what have you. Yeah. But if I go back into the OP, there's a point where we have Tanjiro and he has a mask specifically. Right, yeah. If anything, it feels more a little bit like hollow masks from Bleach, you know?
Yes.
Where it's kind of that. Oh, I thought that this character here was the demon that we saw.
Oh no!
Did you see the similarities?
Yeah, the eyes are very crazy demony kind of.
Yeah, it's not the same. It looks
very different.
It looks very different. But yeah, that was where I drew the connection from there. But yeah, like this character here
with the orange hair or yellow hair.
Yeah.
Oh no! Okay, yeah.
So they all have masks and stuff,
right?
That are probably to showcase that they are demon slayers, and they also have like it's maybe a mention of some specific aspect of their abilities, or maybe even their ranking or what have you.
I want to find out what the explanation is for Mr. Boar's head. Like maybe there will be none, and it's just there's boarhead people, right? But like the fact that it's specifically the head, not the whole body, it makes me think of those like horse masks, like those horse things you put on.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I just love that every time he's shown and the yellow hair, I get like Armin vibes from yellow hair. He's got like that crying, like dramatic kind of aspect to him, and he's also yellow as far as that whole thing there. But they're always shown in like a comedic way.
Yeah, like I almost get the feeling the boar is going to be a Genki character.
Oh,
like he's super positive. Yeah. All right, let's go. Oink oink. Wait, what?
Sure, but then I get almost this vibe from these other kind of characters shown in the shadow here.
Yeah.
That there's like almost like a gang kind of vibe to them.
Right, that had a very kind of like Illuminati meeting.
Mafia.
Yeah.
Something like that. But yeah, lots of character designs.
Also,
the water ribbon blue stuff coming from his sword and what have you.
Yes, that turns into a dragon. Cool. I love that. I love it so much. Oh.
Yuji no Keo Kare!
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's episode 2 of Demon Slayer, y'all.
Yep.
Good stuff. Just kind of more setup for what comes next.
And UFO table.
UFO table with the tracking shots.
Oh.
All the animation just...
my heart.
I drink it up. It's just delightful.
Also, I hope you guys appreciated my choice of shirt for Demon Slayer, because got another fanged, girl and all that stuff.
I was just tapping into the mask energy myself, personally. So, thank you all for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get on early access there. You can watch full-length reactions there. And all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us and the community there about this show, about anime in general. You can also talk with Jacob about the book that he wrote.
That's right. I wrote a sci-fi novel. It's not fantasy like Demon Slayer, I know, but it's pretty great. It's available on Amazon in both hardcover and ebook. Links in the description. Amazon. It's great. Go check it out.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.